Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Black.
I have always promised to defend this kingdom, its technology, its future, from those who would see it destroyed. Our enemy is crippled, but one individual still denies Atlas its salvation.
Hey, Ironwood, can you not do that? I'm kind of in the middle of something here. If you cannot interrupt me, that'd be great. Thanks.
You have 1 hour.
I will take as long as I damn well please. Thank you very much. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Black Omen. Last week's episode, Ultimatum, did that again, was really, really good. It was probably one of my favorite episodes this season so far. We got to see the Whale Grim Monstra just explode all over Atlas. Luckily, we see that our heroes are still alive, thankfully. Unfortunately, I do not think Hazel. I'm about 99% sure that Hazel did not make it out alive, just being that he was at the epicenter of the explosion of everything that happened. So I do not think he survived that. Salem, on the other hand, I'm basically expecting that she's going to respawn. You know, much like in Call of Duty or something, you're just gonna have to respawn somewhere else on the map. You know, so probably she's just going to reform where she exploded, which, being that the Whale Grim is no longer available as a location, I don't know where she's going to be basically, reformulate herself. She's probably going to be much like Cell in Dragon Ball Z, and just, as long as there's one cell that is available, everything's just going to reform, basically. And then we got to, basically, the Aesops and Winter are basically like, that wasn't us, so we're gonna have to tell Ironwood that wasn't us who did that. But we see that Marrow is concerned. He's the only one who's concerned about what happened to, Ren and, John or Jim, whatever he wants to, or Juan. So he's the only one who's basically concerned about everyone else's well-being. But I think Winter has some concerns. The thing is, she's trying to play, her emotions, on the inside, because she can't be all like worried and concerned, all in the meantime of trying to go with Ironwood's orders. So then we go see that Ironwood is getting informed about what happened with Crow and Robin, and he wants them captured again because of what happened. So then, as I mentioned, we see that Oscar, Ren, Jean, Yang, and Emerald too. Yeah, everyone's okay, thankfully. And then they get a video call from Blake on Yang's stroll, and we see that everyone sees that they're okay. So we then go on to down into the subway system where everyone's navigating, and they're saying, oh, like, should we trust Emerald, because even though she's by herself now, and she's kind of like held hostage for the time being. So, but before that, we see Watts and Cinder, who we saw in the previous episode that she helped him escape from jail. they're on top of a roof of a building talking, and basically, Cinder's like, "Oh, we have to change the plan now." No. Watts says that they have to change the plan, and Cinder is like, "No, the plan is the same." And basically, Watts is telling her that, like, "Oh, I don't work for you. I'm not your employee, so I don't have to take orders from you." But then Cinder gets a little angry. Her grim arm, grabs him and dangles him over a building, basically saying that he wants to control Penny and bring the maiden powers and to her, so because she wants what is hers, feel like she deserves it. To which, you know what? Rather than telling you what happened, I'm just gonna play the clip of what happened. Roll it.
Oh, of course you are, because that's just what you do, isn't it? How has that worked out for you? You stormed into Freya's room thinking you could take on Ironwood's top fighter and war machine, but you couldn't. And that machine became the Winter Maiden. Oh, and let's not forget your deal with Raven Brownwind. Get all your enemies in one place so you'd have a shot at revenge. If only someone could have warned you against such a miserable idea. Oh, wait. I did. But you pushed ahead and you lost it when all you had to do was your job. You think you're entitled to everything just because you've suffered, but suffering isn't enough. You can't just be strong, you have to be smart. You can't just be deserving, you have to be worthy. But all you have ever been is a bloody migraine.
So yeah, basically, we get the most amazing performance of the whole season from Watts, and he gets a standing ovation for that one. I mean, saying what all of us in the fandom have been thinking, been saying for years, and he just lays it down for her and just like cripples her whole. She just falls apart in like less than a minute, and she basically, after being told this hardcore cold truth that I'm sure she did not want to hear, she then takes. She just sits there on top of the building, and it just feels like she's just about to cry. Which I don't blame her, because if someone had just broke me down into tiny little pieces in like a minute, I would just be completely shut off at that point. So now we're in the subway system where they're talking, and basically, they say, "Should we trust Emerald?" And Oscar says, maybe we should give her a second chance. Then Ren's, mentions about like Ozpin, and everyone's like, "Wait, Ozpin's back?" And Oscar says that Ozpin saved him when he was falling down through Atlas, and he was using his magic and creating that little force field bubble to kind of help him land safely. And then he was saying how when they were tortured, that Ozpin was the one taking all the damage and the abuse to protect Oscar. So then they get to and we reveal that basically all of Atlas is down in the subway system, and just to kind of comment on the one thing about the past episode here, we get the lighting. I mean, it's a feature I don't really mention that often, if at all, but the mechanics and the lighting of the whole episode is just brilliant. It creates that. It really helps create that whole apocalyptic look that you see in the movie sometimes. Like it has that sepia tone that you see in like old movies and pictures and whatnot. Anyway, we then see what else happened? See, the thing is with this episode, it was like 18 minutes long, but like it felt like 5 minutes because a lot happened, but it's just so much was happening that it just kind of flew by. So then we go back to Ironwood, and basically they have to tell him the unfortunate news that the explosion was not in fact them who did that. It was actually somebody else, but they don't know. Now, whether or not Ironwood knows that it was Ozpin's magic, which we find out from the conversation down in the subway, that the Ozpin's cane stores kinetic energy, and he said he's been building it up for like thousands of years, for every all the lifetimes that he's been alive for what have you, and and he said he used most of it, not all of it. So I would say somewhere between 60 to 75% of the energy that was stored up has been it's been used up. And so anyway, so we go back to Ironwood, and he finds out from Aesop and Winter that explosion was not the bomb, and he's just like, what? And he's like, how could that have happened? And so he goes, and he's like, well, actually no, before that, we find out from the little tattletale, Harriet, she basically says like, oh, Operative Schnee let them go because Ironwood wanted to use Yang, Ren, John as bait to get Penny to come back, because he says he needs the Winter Maiden. So when he finds out that Winter let them, not really let them go, but kind of give them like as she mentioned at the end of Volume 7, gave them a head start, which even then when they got arrested in this volume, she let them go. So then he gets a little cranky. He breaks his little IKEA table, and then he kind of comes up with a new plan, because he figures that they want to save Mantle. That's what they RWBY wanted to do. He wanted to save the people from dying in Mantle. So he gets all like evil villain now, being like, oh, it's always been about Mantle. So he concocts the idea that he's going to use the bomb that was not used, and to use it on Mantle, because in his mind he thinks that if Team RWBY and company, if they're so obsessed with trying to save Mantle, why not just destroy it so they have nothing to save? He is off the goddamn deep end. Ironwood has lost it. He is just on autopilot, basically. There is nothing in his heart, because he is the Tin Man. Anyway, then we get to see the reunion back at Schnee Manor, which we get the Bumblebee moment, and then Ren is like, oh, where's Nora? Well, about that, they're going to, I guess, all the catch-up is going to happen off camera, rather than having everyone sit around and be like, oh, this is what happened, They're going to kind of just do the catch-up portion of what's happened. And I guess Ren's going to find out that Nora basically overdosed on electric juice. And now she's all orangey veiny, which I kind of want to know, because people have been getting upgrades to semblances and what have you. is Nora going to get an upgrade on her semblance too? We'll have to find out. I kind of hope we find out sometime before the end of this season. Anyway, and then we get the Bumblebee moment, and then we see that Ruby sees Emerald here, and she gets all like, well, what the fuck is she doing here? Like, she's like ready to throw down. Oscar says, no, you know, she's with us now for the time being. Then they get interrupted by a Atlas news whatever alert, and we see that we get interrupted. Well, they get interrupted by Ironwood, basically, saying that basically giving a ultimatum, name of the episode, to Team Ruby and Company. That he wants Penny, and he wants Penny to come back, and basically they have 1 hour to respond. Oh, Jesus Christ! Like, to give them 1 hour to, and he says if they do anything outside of what he asked for, he's going to drop the bomb on Mantle. Now, oh God. And then and that's it. It's and I guess and now we're going into today's episode, which is called Risk. And if you've ever played that game before, it's a wonderful game. But we're not talking about that kind of risk. We are talking about whatever is at risk here, and it's definitely Mantle that is at risk here, because if they don't do anything about it, Mantle will basically be what the Whale Grim has become, just a pile of ash. So the episode in question here, as I said, is called Risk, and the description. I didn't really see a clip art that they usually do for before an episode comes out. They usually put it out maybe a day or a couple hours before the episode premieres. I did not see one. I'm guessing, I don't know if it's because they don't want to reveal anything, but one of the writers, Eddie Rivas, basically said that this episode is going to be highly anticipated. Neith Ohm, Monty Ohm's brother, who does the voice of Bren, he basically said that this, they're both hyping up the episode and getting us all excited. I just want to point out one quick thing here that in the live discussion for Murder of Birds' YouTube discussion about the previous episode, somebody mentioned that episode 11 of previous seasons have always been something major happens, whether it be something with Adam, or something happening to Winter, and all this other crazy events that happen, and usually happens on episode 11. So I don't know what is going to happen. I am excited. I just want to get this over with. But yeah, the description here says, tensions rise in Schnee Manor as our reunited heroes find themselves backed into corner. Backed into a corner, I should say, but it says backed into corner. A little whoopsie, but I'm not going to split hairs over that. So, let's start the ceremonial shoving things in my ears portion of the video. Alright, let's get this thing going here. Let me just test it out, make sure it works. Okay, it works. Now, that was just a test. Now, let's begin. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh my God. This episode's gonna kill me. I hope that this is not gonna be a devastating episode. So let's go. Say goodbye to all the things we love. gave up our lives just to find that it was not enough. We leapt in faith, lifted far into our carefree peace. We thought to change the world, just a childish dream. We felt the storm our own demise. Hope has no place here. Maybe the path of the way home finally clear. Some roses will never bloom. Trees will rot on the vine. Every guy, not ending peace. Alongside. Let's go! Let's go. Oh, well, we got flying monkeys.
Anyone tries anything.
And a nevermore.
Mantel's gone.
You have 1 hour to respond.
Well, everyone knows.
Live up to the title I gave you.
Well, shit. That's not good.
Of course he's not going to do it.
So what? He's bluffing? With the whole
I don't
city?
think he's bluffing,
It may
dude.
finally push the kids to see reason.
Who cares?
Good. You're here. I need a squad of drones in standby to drop the payload.
Sir, what for?
I believe I was clear in the broadcast. If they give me a reason, I'm going to remove Mantle from the equation. This is how we save Atlas.
You call this saving Atlas?
Oh, shit.
Doing Salem's job for
No.
her?
Marrow, don't do
I
it, bro.
believed in you.
Don't do it.
I thought we could work towards something
You're-
better.
Don't do it, dude.
Now you're throwing it all away.
If you don't shut your mouth, I'm going to do it for you.
If this is what gets the children to cooperate, then it's worth it.
I don't like this either, but the top priority is...
Do you even believe what you're saying anymore? Do any of you believe in anything? I used to wear this rank with pride. Now I see it for what it really is. A collar.
And he's a dog, Thomas. Oh, no. No. Oh, God.
You want a collar? Fine.
Oh, shit.
I'll throw this traitor in the brig. Where he belongs.
Oh, God. He was ready to cap off on him. Oh, fuck. God damn it, Ironwood. You cannot kill the best boy. He's a good boy,
Okay.
God damn it.
Ironwood wants Penny. Otherwise, Mantle is done for. So, how do we stop him? Crow and Robin are still in his custody. And May said Atlas security drones are watching the crater. So, they're trapped too.
And Salem isn't going to stay gone for much longer.
So then, it's impossible. See? If Miss Hero with all the answers doesn't have an answer, then we have ours. Shut up! Okay, then why don't you just leave?
Can we please just give each other a chance? Emerald's not with Salem anymore. And Ozpin is back. All of this doubt and worry and distrust, it isn't getting us anywhere.
Then nothing has changed! We're in the exact same place we were yesterday! Arguing over what to do while the kingdom waits to die.
Oh. Wow.
I'm
glad you're all right.
Sorry. No matter how much I boost you, they won't go away.
Don't apologize. I got hurt doing what I always do. Just another ditzy move from Nora.
That's not true.
How would you know? We were supposed to be a team, but that didn't matter to you. When things went wrong, you pushed us away. You shut people out so you don't have to feel things that are hard.
Oh, okay, hold on. Pause for one moment here. I mean, I as much as I enjoy, Ren Nora, she has valid points here. They've always been kind of like on a team, and she just kind of feels that because they had different ideas of what they wanted to do, and even though what Ren wanted to do was kind of like in Nora's mind, it was like, why would you want to do that? That's why. I think she kind of feels betrayed by Ren, but being that I because of Ren's upgraded semblance here, he can see what's going on underneath, like the exterior of Nora. But let's continue on in 3, 2, 1, and go.
You're right. I should be apologizing to both of you. When we lost Oscar and things got difficult, I said terrible things. I've been so angry at myself for not being as good as the Aesops, for what happened at Robin's rally, for losing the lamp. I thought if I just focused on working harder, getting stronger, that I wouldn't fail. But my biggest failing was as a teammate and as a partner.
All water under the bridge, buddy. I'm gonna go see if Ty needs any help with Penny.
Awkward.
Ren,
Awkward,
I just
John.
wish- I mean, why didn't you say anything? So we failed as a team, but we succeed as a team too.
That was
I
awkward.
was the one holding us back. Not John, not you, me.
Well, you're wrong. All I do is make dumb jokes and smash things with a hammer.
What? That's not true. You put everything you have into what you do. You support everyone around you. You help without worrying about how it might hurt. And that's what I love about... That's why I love you.
Oh, he said he. Oh! Oh. Oh, but she won't say it.
When my mom ran from the Grim and left me behind, you found me. We became Ren and Nora. But I realized on this mission apart, I don't know who just Nora is. And if I'm ever going to find out, then I have to do it alone. Because I've always loved you, Lyren. And that pretty head on your shoulder seems like it's doing a lot better. But I still gotta get mine sorted out before I can be the partner you need. Is that okay?
It's definitely okay.
Oh.
You get those hallway cameras on a
He
loop?
booped her.
gonna do it.
That was nice.
Not if we stop him first.
Oh.
There might be a better way.
I'm telling you, there isn't.
Well, this isn't just about you. It's about everyone.
I'm going straight up to the academy, and I am ending this.
Or we fail and people get killed.
He deserves this.
Shut your beautiful mouth.
Listen, I get it. You are hurting. You've been hurting for a long time. But let's stop pretending that what you're trying to do here is for anyone but yourself. Clover was a lot of things. You respected him. But I gotta tell ya, I think you're the better huntsman. Not because you were the one who walked away, but because you were the one who was fighting for what was right. Don't go telling me that's changed.
Wait, what was that? I guess we'll find out.
You know, that giant hound kicked us around like we were nothing. But Blake said you and the Chinese managed to take it down. Still having to one-up your big sis, huh? Did she tell you what it was? Underneath? Yeah. You know what that means then. I wouldn't worry about that. That's what happened to Mom.
She's realizing that.
When I saw its eyes, I knew. Salem used to kill people with silver eyes, like Maria. But she's always wanted me alive. Why would that change unless when she met Mom, she learned she could do something new? Ruby, we shouldn't lie to ourselves. I wasted our time getting Amity up, thinking help would come, but it didn't. And Amity fell. I was being childish. You were being optimistic. Look, blind optimism isn't great, but no optimism means we've already lost. We need hope. We need to take risks. But mine didn't work. It's still got a warning out. Ruby, they're not called sure things. They're called risks. And in case you didn't notice, my plan for Mantle didn't work either. But we got Oscar back. And did a lot more that was never in the plan. Mom took a risk the day she left. And I don't think it went the way she wanted it to. But she's still my hero.
Oh, shit.
Hurry!
I can no longer be delayed.
Oh, there's Penny.
Penny, please! I must open the vault. I do not want. Ruby, stop me, Penny! I must open the vault.
Somebody
and
stop me.
terminate.
Hold on tight.
I've got her. What do we do?
Uh-oh. Not
I
that.
must open the vault. Self-terminate. Do something.
Nice work, Jean. Nice work. Oh.
Kill me. And I can make sure the power
No,
goes to
please
you.
don't. Oh!
Please! I cannot fight it! Yes, you can! It's just a part of you, remember? If you were only a machine, you never could have fought back for this long. She's right. She's right! Shine! Mr. Aura!
What? Oh, time out. Pause. Okay. There's a virus inside Penny because she's a robot. Is Jean now an antivirus? Like, what just happened? Like, Jean is a Norton antivirus going on here? Like what was that? You boost to aura, sure, that's great, but there's still a virus inside. I don't know. Did he? No, I don't think he killed the virus. It just made the other side of Penny stronger, I guess. I don't know. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Did I stop the virus?
No,
No.
it's still there. But you've got an aura, Penny. A soul. That's who you are. Our friend. Not a machine.
Warm and touching music.
I think you're wrong, by the way. I highly doubt you're in the same place you started. I mean, yeah, you guys have been getting your asses kicked. Some of that, my fault, but like, you're at war. You're gonna take hits. Look, I'm just going to be super pissed if you all finally decide to give up the moment I switch sides.
Switch sides, huh?
Aww. Or like, whatever.
If you all wouldn't mind, I really think Ozpin would like to say something.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I was recently reminded of an old fairy tale. A young girl flees the consequences of a choice to a magical place. But having never learned from her initial failure, she only succeeds in spreading it. I failed all of you. I should have trusted you with the truth, and should never have run the day you discovered it.
It was rough, but
I think after everything that's happened here, we understand. Trust is a risk.
Hopeful music.
And I hope it's a risk you can take on me again.
I can still feel it fighting me.
I can't
Penny's
just
got
keep camping
heartburn.
here forever. We can't keep Ironwood waiting.
Ah! Guys, she has to go to the vault. That's actually a risk we haven't considered.
Bum, 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 ba-dum. That's what it sounds like.
The Academy enters.
Oh, there's Mia. Oh! That was a great episode. Well, see, the thing is, good. There you go. All right. Well, see, the thing is, that was a great episode. Well, oh my God. Well, for starters, we got to see quite a few things that transpired here. I mean, first we got Marrow almost getting yeeted by Ironwood, or should I call it sleeted? I don't know. He almost became a victim of Ironwood, and you know, it's I'm glad that Winter came in the last second and punched him down to the ground and just, like, you know, arrested him. Because I think he didn't do that just to kind of be like, I'm, you know, following his orders. It's like, dude, you're going to get yourself killed. I'm getting you out of here. So, thankfully, he did not get sleeted, as I like to call it. Basically, everyone, all the other Aesop is like, well, we're gonna have to do what he says, and being that they carry it is, no, it's I think eventually the Aesops are going to have to kind of wake up to see, you know, what, it's either they're going to have to either just fall in line or just get, you know, thrown in jail for not following. But whatever. And then we go, you know, everyone, you know, Team RWBY and company are discussing around the table that basically they have no options. Their options are just nothing. Like, it's, you can't do this or else they're fucked. So, then we go on to, it was a great episode, especially seeing that RWBY was having her moment where she's like panicking, and because, you know, being that they're feeling kind of hopeless. And then we go see Jean is playing doctor with Nora, you know, trying to, you know, amp up as much aura as he can from her, and being that you know, Nora, you know, Ren is like, I'm so glad, you know, that you're getting better and things like that, and he tells her that he loves her, and we see that now the old Nora would have been like, oh my God, freaking. Like, it would have been like fireworks going off in the sky and just like hearts everywhere. But being that Nora has learned that being without Ren, she learned that she can't, you know, just have her identity only be relationship Nora. Like, she wants to, like, figure out who she is aside from being like a one-dimensional kind of character. That as she kind of sees herself, which I can see that being relatable, because I think at some point in our lives we've been in relationships with people where you feel like that's your only identity, is you and whoever, you know, and that is quite true. You know, people have been enveloped and enthralled in a relationship to the point where their identity of who they were before the relationship doesn't exist anymore, and it's understandable. I think we've all been there at some point in our life. And then John just awkwardly just goes like a little cartoon, like, you know, like a Looney Tunes character. She's like, bye. So, you know, Ren and Nora have their moment. You know, basically she's like, I've always loved you, but I want to know who I am before we can be partners again. So, after that, we go see Crow and Robin. You know, they get their weapons back. It kind of reminded me, like, there's in the game Chrono Trigger, there's a scene, well, not a scene, but there's a part in the game where you get captured by you know, one of the villains, one of the bad guys, and all your weapons, all your armor, all your everything is gone. And basically, you have to go around the ship of where you're captured, and you kind of have to get all your items, weapons back, and etc. So, especially since they're sneaking around, so it kind of reminded me of that. If you remember that game, so you know, Robin is basically like, I understand that how you're feeling because between having lost Clover, he's also kind of lost a friend in Ironwood in a way, and so they get to this part where someone is coming off the elevator, but they don't show you who it is, which is unfortunate, but I guess we'll have to find out that in the next episode. Then we get to see we see Ruby and Yang, which thankfully we have a sisterly moment that we have not seen this volume, and I don't think we even had one in the last volume as well. It's just one of those rare moments that I think we should have had more often in the show, but that's just me. So they're discussing on the stairs, and Ruby is like talking about the Hound Grim, and that did they tell you what was underneath? And she says yes, and she kind of like gets all upset, and Ruby is basically like, when I saw the what was underneath the Hound Grim, and basically she's like, that's what happened to Mom. And so they kind of it's like saying how like Salem would kill people who had silver eyes, but then would, I guess, had the idea of using people who have silver eyes and using them as experimental grim. Now, whether or not that is what happened, we still do not know, but it's kind of being foreshadowed in a way, because they're thinking it, we're thinking it, so it's kind of they're putting that idea in our mind. So they're saying that it's when Ruby's kind of like, I was being childish trying to get Amity up in the air, and Yang's like, no, you were taking a risk, and that's better than doing nothing at all. So we go outside, and we see that Penny is still like being controlled by the virus and being like, I must go to the vault, and she's trying to fly, and then we see that Ruby's like holding her down, and Ren using his grappling things, and then we have Emerald using her weapon, which has a chain that kind of comes out and you can grab things. And then we basically they're like, hey, do something, and John amplifies Weiss's aura, so that way she can use her glyphs to kind of hold Penny in place. And basically Penny is like, the only way you can stop this is if you kill me, and then you can have the Winter Maiden's powers. Which I don't think it would have been the best idea to give Ruby the Winter Maiden powers, but that's just me. And so they're like, hey, Jean was using his semblance to amplify the aura that is inside of Penny. Now it was treating it almost like as if it was a antivirus, but the virus is still there, but it's just kind of like the good side of Penny is still kind of still trying to fight that. And so then Oscar's like, hey, Ozpin would really like to say something, and he basically describes a fairy tale that I guess we'll have to see more about this one in the Fairy Tale of Remnant series, hopefully coming out sometime this year. And so basically, they're like, what if we just have Penny go to the vault as like, you know, a risk to take. But you know, you see, and then it cuts to Ironwood, who is already down in the vault as well. I guess he's basically, you know, waiting. And then we cut to Watts, who is, you know, still playing around, basically, you know, wanting, I guess he's fixing something. And then we see Neo, you know, takes out her umbrella, points it at, I guess, you know, Cinder, and you know, and Cinder kind of turns around and looks and kind of gives like that look of like, oh, it's you. And the episode ends. So that was a really great episode. It wasn't as like intense as I thought it would be. It had a lot of lighthearted moments, especially with Ren and Nora, and you know, having the moment between Ruby and Yang was definitely a highlight of the episode. But my expectations was, you know, not. It wasn't as bad as it wasn't like intense as I was expecting. So that's it for that. So I guess we'll have to see what happens next week. We now have that was episode 11. So we have 12, 13, and 14. We got 3 left to go. We are in the final countdown in this season. So thank you all for watching. Follow me on Twitter at BlackOmen10, and I will see you all in the next one.